So in 1984, my parents got married, and after a couple years, they tried having kids, and it didn't work out. They decided to adopt a baby boy from Korea. That happened to be my older brother, and so after going through the adoption process for about 2 years, they adopted my brother in 1989. Shortly after they adopted my brother, my mom was pregnant. So my older sister was born in 1990. But then after a couple of years, my family wanted to adopt another child from Korea so that my brother would have someone to relate to. So there would be two Korean child in the family. So they adopted me in 1993. I was about 8 months old. After I was adopted, which took about 2 years to complete my adoption process, my mom was pregnant with my youngest sister. So she was born in 1996. My dad being Chinese and my mom being German, I kind of thought I picked up my dad's traits because we were all the Asians. So we figured my brother and I picked up after my dad, and my sister picked up from my mom and my dad. But it wasn't until about first grade that I realized that my parents told me that I was adopted and that my older brother was adopted as well. Towards high school, I really started considering what it meant to be adopted. In about 2008, I had the chance to travel to Korea. That was a really good chance for me to discover myself and find answers. So after going through my files, I learned a considerable amount of information about my birth mom, and a little bit about my birth dad. But it's been a struggle just like finding out who I really am. Once we got down to business, we started looking up my records, and there was a lot of emotional distress going through that. It was really difficult to really understand even more truth about my family. I also had the chance to look for my foster parents, and if I really wanted to, I could have looked for my birth mom, but at the time I was only 15, I just turned 15, and I felt like I was still going through different struggles, and I didn't feel like I was ready. I didn't realize I had a hearing problem until I was about 3 years old, when my parents were always calling me and I was just really slow at responding. So then they took me to an audiologist, and we tried different audiologists, tried 3 or 4, until the last one we came upon a Christian audiologist, and he told us, oh, it's not that you're maturing slowly, you're actually hard of hearing. So by the time I was about 4, I had a speech impediment, so I couldn't speak English very well. So I learned sign language around the age of 4. So I went to a sign language school for pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade, so for about 3 years. And I learned sign language. And at the time I was learning sign language, I took speech therapy. So that helped me a lot. The biggest blessing that I have from God is my life, because I was born a month and a half prematurely. And so that is a really big reason why I'm hard of hearing today, is because we believe that the drugs that I've taken to keep me alive has affected my hearing. A really good reason why I'm adopted and that I'm pursuing the field of adoption is that I'm able to relate to my client. So I can say, oh yeah, I know what it's like to be adopted because I've been there. And I think that's something that is really helpful and it's a blessing to other people. And my main goal is not only to be a social worker, but to be an adoption counselor.
How to say